so market recap and trade recap of this morning because busy later, not gonna have time to do later. Wanted to just get it done now. So basically, coming into the day, I'm gonna just go to here. All right, basically coming into the day, bias was neutral really for shorts and longs. But I had this standard deviation projection here. We have all these low resistance liquidity here, which I did kind of want to see get hit. But we also had previous day high, which I wanted to see get hit. And if we know, candle structure, previous day closed bullish, meaning that we're probably going to want to take that high today. And so I was just waiting. We had this standard deviation here. We edged and actually never tapped max expansion, which aligned with previous day high. And then we gave this one from the manipulation below midnight, which the twos aligned here as well. And then you come here, and then I see we log on, and I was potentially looking for longs here. And this is where patience and waiting for lower time frames to flip comes in, because there was SMT here, right? SMT, and then like this candle closed, and then we created this order block, and then we like respected that order block, and then I was like, okay, I can't remember what time frame it was, but I wanted to see either like the 15 or like hourly close bullish or something, and we never got that, and we ended up selling off. And I think a big key to increasing your win rate and just taking more wins overall, it just better trades, is patience and waiting for the lower time frame to flip bullish and show that it's aligning with the higher time frame. So that got disrespected. Waited, had this standard deviation, which aligned with this 1 hour rejection block. That is, it's rejecting off of this order block right here. Lower time frame, there's like a rally gap here that we're holding. So I saw this and I was like, okay, this is good because the hourly closed bearish, meaning this low would be our target, which we sweep, and then where did I get in? Okay, yeah, which we sweep, and then I wanted to wait for the hourly to close bullish, which we did. So now I'm like, okay, we closed bullish, and I want to see London highs and previous day high. So this should be the target. So now that the hourly closed, I wanted to wait for a retracement, and here we had a rejection block right here. I took we had the 5-minute rejection block here. See, that was my entry, and then it had an EL, which is key, right? So EL, wick CE, here, the 1 minute, and as you can see, we saw that we did take this prior, but the trade was based off the 5-minute. So this happened, and then once we closed bullish, I was like, okay, yeah, should be pretty much set here. These highs got taken. I'm gonna break even. Moved my stop to this low. We had a huge pullback here. And then flipped here, created an order block. But yeah, overall, like what made this a winning trade is patience, number one. And waiting, being like, I want to emphasize this because it's so important, but like waiting for the lower time frame to align with the higher time frame, right? Higher time frame, my draw is bias, my draw is bullish. Previous day high, the previous day's high closed bullish. I want to see this high taken. The previous 4 hour closed bullish. I want to see that high taken, right? So, and then we have obviously our standard deviation projection. So it's like a continuation to here. And then, we were below midnight open and the 4 hour open, so discounted entry. we just waited for the hourly to close bullish, and then when we hopped in the lower time frame, there's a wick CE with engineered liquidity. What do we know about wick CEs with engineered liquidity? They are super good for catching tops and bottoms. So I slapped the limit on there. It was only 10 points. So that was super nice. And because realistically, if we came to this low, we probably would have just dumped and continued lower, which I really didn't want to see, considering that and this is like a big thing. So in my rules, I have 3 time frames. 3 time frames have to be aligning. So if we look on the daily, right, the previous day closed bullish, right? We know PXH, PXL, this high is likely to be hit on the next day. So then when we drop to the 4-hour, right, we have this 4-hour closed bullish, meaning this high is probably going to take. Okay, now there's 2 higher time frames that are aligning to be bullish, leaving highs that need to be taken. And then we go to the hourly, and we sweep the previous hour's candles low, and then close bullish, leaving this high. So you have here, 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 3 time frames aligning to be bullish, giving you a super clear draw. And that is a very key factor in winning, in taking winning trades. And then obviously, we just waited for a very discounted, precise entry, which was the wick with engineered liquidity. Obviously, we had this standard deviation here. I was looking at this like just a pretty much like a accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution higher. So yeah, and that's what we got. So super clean, super sick, super good trade. 11, almost 12 are setting me up really nicely. And moving forward, because it is coming to an end of December, I'm going to be very patient, very cautious with my trades, because I just want to secure this payout, and no matter how long it takes. And I've set myself up good, end the week off really nicely, set myself up good for the future, and I'm really only going to be risking max for like $200 per trade, depending. I'm only going to want to take like A+ setups like this, but yeah, and it's using everything like it's using rejection blocks, and Wick's theory, which is a Powell concept that you learned from Powell, which works, by the way. Like, I don't know why you're stressed and trying to strat hop. And then standard deviation, which Boy X Dutch model, using that to help with bias and see the AMD. But yeah, pretty clear here. Yeah, I don't know if these will get taken anymore. We'll see next week. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm gonna get off the charts, not think about price or anything. Rest of the weekend. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna reset my mental and get my psych ready, because I will get this payout. But yeah, that is the main key takeaways from today. Just patience is everything. Patience pays. Waiting for that lower time frame to flip bullish, and just waiting is key. Stop comparing yourself to other people, and today's a perfect example of a lot of people I do know wanted shorts and lost, and it's just a perfect example of some days you're gonna win, other people are gonna lose. Some days you're gonna lose, and other people are gonna win. But it's just about understanding how you like to trade, what you like, which is this. This is like an A+ setup, and being patient. But yeah, that's it for the recap. So I'll see you next week.